Andrea Arenas Vasquez, also known as Ace Fusion.
My name is Cisco. I go by Cisco for short.
Now, I'm here at Bacata Brunch, Colores.
My name is Saul Martinez. I am the coordinator of Bacata Brunch.
Bachata Brunch is the home and it's the birthplace of Ace Fusion. It was one of the first places that gave me an opportunity, gave me the first platform to pretty much express myself and just show love, show the colors, show who I am.
Bachata Brunch is a source of community. We know that there is a dancing world and we know that there is a party world. And I always felt in my heart that those two worlds could coexist together, but we had to find the right formula to make it work. We've worked really hard. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of trial and error, but I think we have a good balance now that we can incorporate both worlds and they seem to mesh together perfectly.
My biggest passion is the people. Every time I teach, my biggest goal and my biggest plan is for the person who feels like they can't dance, feel like they have two left feet, is to make them and to empower them, to make them feel like they actually could dance. I believe everybody in this world could dance. You come out dancing, when you come out the womb, everybody comes out with their legs like that, right? So everybody could dance. It just takes a passionate instructor, somebody with love, somebody with color, to get that out of them.
So the idea behind Colores is a name that we came up with in celebration of Pride Month, #1, but also in celebration of our diversity, of what Latino is, Latino X is, what it is to be gay, what it is to be straight, to be gender equal. There's so many definitions. There's not really one type of person that we want to attract.
What's going on? My name is Chris, better known as Mr. Chris Hypnotic. I love being part of my community, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the Latino community, all around, all communities just coming together through dance. Bachata Brunch brings us a multicultural dancing experience, social dancing experience, and I think that's what we bring to the table, and being able to be part of that, uniting different cultures through music, it's amazing. Music is a universal language.
So to us, Colores is every color of the rainbow, as you can see on our shirt. It also represents our souls, our spirits. Everything is, we live our lives in color. We don't live in black and white. So Colores, to me, incorporates everyone on the spectrum, wherever you're from, whatever you define yourself as part of our community, which is Bachata Brunch, as part of the universe, as part of the world. All right, the party aspect about it.
Main aspect of Bachata Brunch is the music, the partying, and the dancing. Bachata Brunch to me means the unifying of cultures, races, all backgrounds, walks of life.
And I incorporated that because at the end of the day, everybody wants to party. Everybody wants to dance, get hype, throw their hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. But at the same token, people want to dance.
That's why I think Boost Mobile is a big part of our community. Boost Mobile is always focusing on saving and taking care of the wallets of its customers. So Boost Mobile is always involved in that manner, not only on the money part, but also on the events, supporting events of all types, all inclusive, and I think that's beautiful, and I think we brought that back, and we brought that together.
Turn it up! Let's just see how high we can go. Turn it up! No stopping till we lose all control. Turn it up! Until we feel
With dance and with music, I'm able to really express myself. I love to be free. I love to show color. That's me. Bachata Brunch, music, dance, art. It allowed me to be who I am. It accepted me. It loves me for who I am. I was able to just be me.
turn it up. Let's just see how high we can go. Turn it up. No stopping till we lose all control. Turn it up. Until we feel it down in our soul. Turn it up.
Hey everyone, this is Diamond Rivera of the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast. And what you just saw was the Pride Month promotion for Bacata Brunch DC. And before we get started, this episode is sponsored by Du Bachata Radio, where you can listen to this interview in high quality. And tonight, people, we're taking it all the way back to the DMV to two amazing individuals that have been lighting up the DC nightlife dance scene for years. We got here all the way from the DMV area, Cisco, the Cumbia King, and the one and only Saul, El Sobroso. My brothers are brothers, man. Before anything, visual, man. Seeing that visual from 24K Visions, my boy Sean, that right there, alongside Boost Mobile, really capturing the essence of Bachata Brunch DC. It gave me chills, but it also gave me so much hope, man. Because, listen, just got to give you your flowers, both of you gentlemen, and everyone that's partnered up with your events, because you guys are doing something that not many can do and not many can sustain. So from one creative to another, thank you for everything that you guys do.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate that. Before we even start, thank you very much to SWM Group, to Boost Mobile for making the opportunity for us to even be able to create that event and work together with them. And Sean, of course, from 24K Visions. The video was incredible. And everyone that was part of it, that was part of that project, wow, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. Epic.
Absolutely. And, for me as well, being an artist at one point, from a dancer, now being a videographer, one thing I've been able to do now is get more close-knit with organizers, with promoters, and understanding now what it takes to run an event, what it takes to run a successful event, a sustainable event, and a consistent event. Realizing, of course, we all have our hardships. We've all been through a lot, especially with COVID, especially this past year. Realizing, especially our dance community has been affected immensely. But realizing events like yourself that have taken those precautions initially of keeping their community safe, again, that's another reason why I have to give it up to you guys, because not many of us really thought that far. And at least today, I think, as well, as gives us a chance to understand not just the promotional side, not just the party side, but understand the two men that really put the blood, sweat, and tears into these events, and dig a lot deeper and understand like the nuances of what it takes, to run such a great event. So as I always start with every one of my guests, kind of give me an understanding of both of you, kind of before Bachata Brunch and how everything came to be.
Okay. Cisco, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Before Bachata Brunch, I was a regular party goer, club goer, and then I got introduced to the dance scene. And then fast forward, I found out about Bachata Brunch. I started going, becoming a regular, and I love the energy. And then I was brought on board by Saul, and eventually just climbed up the ladder within the team, and now is part of the face of Bachata Brunch, along with my brother Saul and other team members as well that have joined us as well in the past. So I was a dancer and a club goer, so the reason I like Bachata Brunch is because it's where I come from. I'm not a dancer by heart. I don't know things, so I like
Absolutely. As somebody says here, it's interesting. Somebody says Cisco LO, the manager now. So I guess you play many roles.
A lot of people think I'm a DJ, I'm a photographer, but I'm like, I'm the host, MC of the event. I'm all over the place, greeting people, interacting with them, hearing their stories, what brings them to Bachata Brunch. I'm that person, so it's understandable why people would think that.
Shout out to Yuli from Costa Rica in the house.
Hey, shout out to Costa Rica in the house.
And the funny thing is, when I hired Cisco at the original Bachata Brunch, he was the hookah guy.
Oh, okay. I
He was
mean,
the hookah man. He would, because I got tired of doing it. I was like, I can't do both, the party and that. So I hired Cisco to be the hookah guy, and he did really good.
hey,
You know, the girls liked him. He was cute, so they were like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I was like, hey, whatever works. So
hey, and you see how it comes full circle, but you know, realizing as well, Saul, that you know, I think it's really important too, Cisco, that you talked about like you just being, you know, a socialite really in that world and kind of seeing it from an outside perspective rather than just be the how should I say the cliche performer that then gets involved. No, you're just a party goer, then getting involved to this. And I bet a question I have for you, Cisco, before we get to you, Saul, is when you came to this style of events, was it kind of a culture shock? Like, whoa, people really love bachata that they're having a brunch just for that.
I think he froze.
I think he froze. Well, hopefully we can get him back. But if anything right now, until we get him back, so will kind of give us an understanding of, you know, really the journey for you and how it all started.
Okay. So my journey goes back a little bit further. Before dance, I was into the entertainment and club world.
Gotcha.
And I was probably over 17 years doing nightclubs. We did festivals. I worked for the radio station. I worked for Saul for a little while here in DC when they first opened. And I worked for La Nueva also, part of their promotion and marketing team. So that's when I started giving back a little bit into the Latino aspect of it, because when I worked in the clubs, it was mostly hip hop, old school. You had a little bit of Latin, but it wasn't that big of a market for it back then, let's say 15, 16 years ago. And then a good friend of mine, Chris, is the one that introduced me to Bacata Brunch now going on 6 years ago. And I went one day and I was automatically sold. I was pretty much done with the nightclub world. I'd been doing it for so many years. I was just burned out. But then when I walked into brunch and I felt the vibe, and I was like, oh, this could definitely work. Like, I was like, I could be part of this. First, it was in the daytime. So I wasn't up till 5 a.m. every day, then trying to drive home. It's daytime. And then the people that were there, the vibe that they had was so different. They just wanted to drink mimosas. They just wanted to enjoy music and not scratch and mix. They wanted to dance the whole song. They actually like would sing the songs, and they would like if a song came on that they knew, like a good Raulín song, they'd be like, oh, that's my song, mi canción. Like, you could feel it. So that pulled me in automatically. And I remember telling Chris, I was like, I want to do this with you. But I was like, when we spoke earlier, the financial part of it, I was like, there's got to be a reason that I'm going to give up every Sunday to get involved in something like this. Because I was like, it's got to work both ways. You know, like, time is money. But at the same token, we're creating something or helping build something that you guys started into a product that people will really enjoy. So I went head in, like I jumped right in, and I didn't even know anything about, besides salsa. Salsa was always my heart. You're a salsero, so salsa for me is where I started. Oscar de Leon, Tito Rojas, Fania All-Stars, you know, Dimension Latina, like salsa was my heart. And then all of a sudden I hear bachata. And original traditional bachata before we get into the sensual. And I was like, wow, like, what is this? Why is it so sad? Why is the music so sad? Why are people enjoying dancing it, but they're not listening to the words? It's sad. But it was the feeling that it gave, and I was automatically hooked. I was like, this is my house. This is where I need to be. This is where we need to grow. And
the rest is history. So Cisco, at least before, I'm glad you're back on. A question that I had was like, what was it like going from kind of the club scene to now your first bachata brunch? What was that like? I think we got him, hopefully.
It was raining by his house, I think.
Let me see. Hopefully we get him back with the internet. But other than that as well, and we'll definitely get back to Cisco. So Saul, then, you know, with having Bachata Brunch, what was those initial, you know, events like? The first run-throughs, was it automatically a success, or did it kind of pick up steam over time?
So when I started with Chris, the event, we had 2 floors. One floor was straight dance, all dancers the whole time. 2 o'clock till 6 o'clock was all dance music, salsa, bachata, zouk, and kizumba. So I took the second floor, and then the second floor, what I do, I turned it into a party because that's what I knew. That's where I came from. That was my world. So I understood that aspect. We got hookah. We were doing the mimosa bottles of champagne, popping bottles, and that was the world upstairs. But downstairs was all dance. And it was funny because the dancers eventually started coming up. Like at first, they wouldn't even leave. They didn't like it. They didn't like the sound. It was too loud. There was too much bass. But eventually, after about 2 hours of dancing salsa and bachata, they got tired. They were ready to do some turn up. And I was like, okay. So there's a middle ground here. They like to, this is before I knew about congresses and stuff, because I know Congress is a whole different world. But an event that involved just dancing was not something very common in the DMV. In certain circles, yes. Like, Dola and his Salsa Underground.
Yes.
And then stuff like that, where there was a certain pocket of people that loved that went specifically just for that. But as far as like a nightclub or a restaurant or a lounge in DC, there wasn't anything like that. I can honestly say we were probably one of the first ones to create something like that where it offered both worlds and people were opening their eyes to it. They were accepting to it.
And that's good. That's something. Actually, let's see. I think we got him. Hopefully this time we got him.
Yeah, there we go.
We should be good. No, but
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But Cisco,
hopefully this time I stayed.
We were just talking about really kind of how Bachata Brunch
What was that?
started. We were talking about how Bachata Brunch had started, and it's interesting. We have a shout out here from the one and only Orlando Machuca.
Orlando.
Yes, as well as he says here, I think it's happening again. He says, Abuela is frozen.
Oh, he's talking about it. Well, actually, let's give some good wishes to Orlando. He had some surgery recently, and he's doing a lot better. Thank God. He's actually coming
Welcome back.
Sunday to teach. And we're really excited to have him back and be one of the first places that he teaches after. It was pretty intense. So we're very happy that he's doing better and that he's up and ready to teach.
Absolutely. And then we have here Teresa
Zuki
saying Stanton and Green. What is that? The original place then?
Okay, so the original place
was the second home.
That was the second home. The original place was Dunya, which was a venue on U Street that ended up getting shut down. They shut it. The owner sold it, and we jumped around like 2 or 3 different little lounges. Didn't work. There was issues with the ownership. They didn't see the value in the event. So we went to Public Bar, which is funny because it's full circle, like you said. We're back at Public Bar where we stopped at on our way to Stanton and Green. Stanton and Green was a restaurant in Capitol Hill. It was a building that was next to the Capitol, literally the United States Capitol. There was no events there. It was just restaurants and residential homes. They didn't even open on Sunday. So when we went into the event with the proposal, the idea of it, and they were like, why are we going to do this? Like, why would we open on a Sunday? Why are we going to cook food for you guys? What are we going to get out of it?
Yeah.
So, we went in there, and of course we oversold it. We oversold it like, oh, we're going to bring you guys like 100 people, and it's going to be crazy. The bar is going to make so much money. No, the first 2-3 weeks were like 50, 60 people. They had like a full kitchen. They had the chefs cooking and everything. Nothing. And they had given us like a 3-month deal. And then all of a sudden, we kind of got back to like the grassroots of it. Like this is the way that I was promoted when I was a promoter. And I don't like that term. You said that earlier as promoters. I feel that we are event creators or memory makers. We make
memory makers. I would say that definitely suits it. So interesting. So Cisco, a question I have for you is, what is your biggest takeaway from a Bachata Brunch event compared to other events?
The biggest takeaway is seeing, because, being a non-dancing coming into the dancing world, and first, because like they say, perception is real, and you see all these dancers, and you kind of think of like, oh, they're a little bougie, they don't know how to come after all them. The brunch, you see all these dancers, and I like to get down and be
Hold on.
I think he should do it on his phone, man. This internet.
Yeah.
This internet. It's like those guys from London. When you talk to some people from Europe or something.
Oh yeah. hopefully you can get on the phone because I see him here. Yeah. All right.
Do it on your phone, Cisco. Do it on your phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
but
yeah.
so you're saying the takeaways from both of those type of events.
Yeah, the takeaway is just bringing two worlds come together and seeing it work perfectly well and getting the positive reaction from dancers and non-dancers. And they're like, whoa, we didn't know there were people who just like to dance. We're like, yeah. And then dancers, they're like, yeah, man, we like to relax and have fun. So it's bringing two worlds together.
And we have here the one and only Media Rebel saying, Cisco, damn, bro, too much anime taking too long. I mean, you just getting it tonight. It's just, hey, this is live. This is
hey, bring it. I know. It's that anime Wi-Fi from Japan.
And then also here, Chris says, shout out to Chivirita Cumbia.
Cisco gets it from all angles. That's from like Bolivia right there, everywhere.
Hey, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some cumbia myself. So a question that I have for you both now is running Bachata Brunch, especially from the visuals that I've seen now, have you seen the ambiance or the atmosphere change in any way from, of course, the initial, first few events till currently now in 2021? What's been the biggest changes that you've seen?
Definitely a growth in marketing.
I think the biggest change I'm going to say. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cisco. Go ahead.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. I think the biggest change has been the demographic and the crowd that we attract.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning it was really, really a lot of hardcore dancers, people that were just there to dance the whole time and drink water and just dance and dance and drink water and dance,
oh my God.
and dance. And we saw that, and we really appreciated the core of what Bachata Brunch is, because that's what it started from. But at the same token, we realized that businesses need to survive too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Somebody's got to pay the electricity bill. Somebody's got to pay the insurance bill. Somebody's got to pay the DJs to be there if they want the good music. Anybody can put Spotify, but when you want a really good DJ, and then you also got to pay for the photographer. You got Carlos there. You got to pay for the photographer. The photographer's not cheap.
Yeah,
we pay him mimosas.
I hope it's more than one, because hey, for the amount of work he does.
But I think it was something that it's always evolving and learning. And a lot of people that come to brunch are intimidated, honestly, and you hear that a lot, because people are like, these guys are all professional dancers. When they're doing the sensual and they're doing the shines, and people are like, I can't dance like that. That's why I don't like going, or I don't want to dance, because I'm not going to look like that. But we always push that the idea of it is that people have fun. You know what I mean? If you're taking time to drive somewhere, spend money, dress up, and come out, enjoy it. It doesn't matter whether you're a professional dancer or not. You can ask that person. I mean, there was a lot of times when I wouldn't ask professional dancers, people that are in the industry, to dance. Like we recently had Kate on, Kate Rodriguez. And even though we brought her down and she did the class with us and everything, I was still scared to ask her to dance, because she's
hiring her, communicating with her, then you saw her, you were still like, I don't even know yet.
I was like, we brought her down. She came for us, and I was still like, no, I can't do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. But she was down to earth. We had her doing the wobble, wobble.
Oh yes,
hey. Yeah,
she was like,
she was all about it.
Once the music came on, she was like, all right.
Cool.
Okay, all right. I like that. And so, a question I have too, Cisco, and as well for you, Saul, together is, and I'll have Cisco answer first. Coming from the club scene, the nightlife scene, even you, Saul, saying the promotion and how you promoted things, of course, years ago with different events you've done. Besides, I would say, when it comes to drinks, how dancers love to drink water. What also are the other disparities between the nightclub scene and then the bachata scene? What are some maybe good things or maybe improvements that can be, seen?
Definitely improvements is that dancers have a better understanding of why there's a cover, why there's a bar, why a lot of these venues are doing events at these locations. And so dancers first had this mindset of like, oh, why you gotta charge, but they didn't understand it. So then when we would be approached and asked why are you charging, why is there a cover, we would let them know how the whole machine works.
Yeah.
Because every and then when we spoke to them, and of course it doesn't hurt in asking, when we explain them how it works, everybody needs to be fed, everybody has to leave happy at the end of the day, then they would understand, and they would be like, oh, so is that why such events get ended, why they don't have any more events at this location? And I'm like, probably so, because it was just free, and nobody wants to work for free. Nobody wants, no, if you were an owner, you don't want to see your bar staff just kind of just twiddling their thumbs and just like, all right, let me get paid, and that's it. so one of the things dancers that I like to see is the dancers understanding of how business works. And then club goers, they understand that there's another world out there, and not just, and they like that, because we would get club goers as well, saying, wow, I like this because there's no beef. A lot of people just like to dance, so we get that also as well.
Okay. What about you, Saul? Kind of the same thing as well.
I think that the biggest change from the regular club scene to the dance scene was what I learned also, and I want to give a special shout out to one of the people that introduced me to all this, which was DJ Cello, Sammy.
Oh, yes.
He's always in our hearts and our minds. We know he's going through a lot of hard times right now, but we know he's going to get better. But he introduced to me what was the performances. Why dancers come out, and why, like, when you go to a congress and there's like 20, 30, 40 performances. And I never understood why. I was like, it's just a dance. But it wasn't just a dance. These people train, they wear these costumes.
It's just a two-step.
It's like, it's something amazing. And when you do that, you elevate the event to something different. So we started, because of Sammy, we started incorporating performances into brunch at Stanton Green. And people were like, what's going on? Why are you stopping the music? Why are you clearing the middle of the dance floor? And then you get these couples to come out and do this crazy stuff and the twirls and the spins, and everyone would be like, wow, and I can't believe it. Like, you guys do that? Nobody does that. And that was something that I saw, and I was like, wow. Like, to be able to share their art and their craft that isn't just at a congress, at a smaller event where people can actually enjoy it more. It changed my view on it, because I was like, wow, it's not just something you see on TV. It was real.
Or at a festival.
And it was so entertaining. And then to be able to see artists from, like, we used to get Zouk artists from Brazil. We used to get people from Italy. And it was just like, oh my God, like, these people trained their whole life to do this. And now they're doing it at Bacata Brunch in this little venue in a little spot in DC. And we're being able to enjoy that experience. That itself was changed everything.
It's true. And so let me ask you a question, because you just brought it up, Cisco. What is the cover for Bachata Brunch?
The cover is $45. No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say, then I should be going to Congress.
No, the cover is what we do. We do early bird. We do $10, and then after a certain hour, we'll increase it to $15. But for the most part, everybody's like, early bird, let's get there before the hour. But then you have those people who are like, you know what? I've gotten people saying, look, Cisco, I want to support you guys. I know a lot of businesses are struggling. We don't care about the $15. We're going to support it. Even for like diehard supporters from day one who have supported us. I'll tell them, hey, look, I got you with a cover. They're like, no, don't put me on the cover. I want to support it. I'm like, wow, that means a lot. So the cover is 10, and then we bump it up to 15. But people always get there early, and but also others don't mind.
Only reason I shake my head is because I live in New York City. The rent is the highest right now is $3,500 for a 1-bedroom.
Yes. No way.
And when you said $10, $15, I have to say in front of everyone, whoever is complaining about $10, $15, stay your ass home. I'm sorry, because if you're complaining about $10 and $15, when you go to social for $20 to $25 sometimes
on a weekday too, right?
On a weekend, And don't even,
Wow.
sometimes the events don't even have performances. They just have the
Oh,
bar
wow.
and the floor.
Wow.
So
Wow.
when I'm seeing, and I say it like that because from the visual aspect, from the ambiance, from the hard work that you guys give, especially in DC, the fact
Yeah.
is, if people complaining about $10, $15, there's no. Then you want to go to the event, and then you don't even want to support the bar. You just want to get water from the bathroom because I know what y'all do. Know exactly what y'all do. Oh, trust me,
Who does that?
They will tell. People won't tell you, but I've seen in New York. I've seen everywhere. You got those people. They don't want to pay for water. They will go to the bathroom, hog the little sink up, drink some water, come back outside.
Oh my God!
I'm letting you out of the bag now.
Wow.
Yes, trust me. and Teresa,
Yeah,
because she knows.
and she's like,
hey,
my thing is, I'm like, if people pay what 100, I don't know how much those dance shoes cost, like G Frank and all those amazing dance shoes, but I'm pretty sure they're not in the lower 30s, but I'm pretty sure people pay that much for those shoes. $10, $15.
Come on, if you can buy some chicken wings with mumbo sauce, goddamn it, you can buy a goddamn ticket.
I see you hit diamond with that. You hit with that DC thing. I see you.
Oh,
I see you.
I mean, I haven't been the best chili bowl yet, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to. But for me, it's like seeing, especially Bacata Brunch over the years, especially when you guys really help bring the image of Ace Fusion, and many of the artists from DC. You give a lot of opportunities to a lot of bachata dancers as well. I remember Bree Jones being in DC for quite some time, but just again realizing how inclusive you guys are. So now I got to get to the question here. I got to get to the nitty gritty because Saul, we talked about it as well.
Okay.
What is up with these copycats? Why are they trying to
you're gonna go there.
A Bacata Brunch, man? You gotta go.
These copycats, man. Saul says it. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe I have, but I guess I don't know. They don't have the magic that we have. I don't know what it is that we have. I'm a humble guy, but I guess these venues tried, but it hasn't been successful. I don't know if they're not doing the right things, but I know what we've been doing. We've been grateful, and it's a flattering to have other people want to. They come to our venue. They're like, "Yo, we got to do this." It's flattering that we're setting a trend, and we appreciate the love. I don't hate them. I love it. I'm all for it. And if ever I get the chance, I want to go check them out and be like, "Yo, loving it."
I don't know if that was a punch or that was like an air pump, but it was
like an air pump.
So, to follow what Cisco's saying, we're going to keep it very politically correct.
Okay.
Read the Fifth Amendment.
Okay.
I think when I see people doing that stuff, it's in this, like you said, in a form, it's flattering that they think that much of us, that they enjoy our event so much that they want to be like us, or they want to, try to do something that's similar to it. So I give them the props for that. It's been a long road. It's taken a lot of work to get where we are. It's not easy. It has
a lot of hard sweat.
A lot of long days. I mean, 10, 15-hour days. Sometimes when we did events, we had to carry all the equipment up 2 flights of stairs. We had to, you're a person who does that with your videography. It's not like it's just a camera and a stand. You got to carry bags, you got to carry speakers. And then at the end of the night, when we used to do the pool events, everyone was drunk and gone. And here I am wrapping up the
we had to making sure everything was clean. Everything was
like everything
in
to
place.
be put away a certain way because I know we're going to use it another time. I don't want it just thrown in a bag. So, putting all that together, yes, there's always going to be people that want to mimic what we create. And I think that there's enough people, this is my mindset on it. There's enough people in the DMV, in any city that you go to in the United States, for everyone to be able to have successful events and eat. You don't have to step on anybody's toes. You don't have to talk bad about them.
Yeah.
You let them stay in their lane. We're in our lane, and I try to remind my partner tells me that all the time. My business partner tells me that all the time. Look what everyone else is doing because you want to know what everyone else is doing, but we have our lane that we stick in, and that's how we've been able to be successful in where we are now. And we just keep pushing forward.
I love it. Just keep the train moving. And And that's something I really respect because, again, it happens with many events. When there's success, people are looking to see what the formula is so they can repeat that to gain the same success. But the difference is it's not the same experience. It's not the same, feeling. And, for me, Bachata Brunch DC has really gone global because I'm hearing people from all over the world talking about coming to Bachata DC. And it's like, when you videos from you guys, the visuals too, meeting the videographer. I'm sorry if I forgot his name.
Sinzala.
Yeah, Sinzala. Meeting him and talking with him and how he approaches the film. I love it. It's different. And then, there's also a difference between paying homage or learning from people like you guys than someone literally either taking the full name, even the flyer structure, even the video structure. That's just downright copying. So that's when it turns different. But just what you guys have been able to create thus far, and now especially in 2021, seeing how things are moving, especially from the Pride Month. That was really a great event you guys did alongside with.
That was amazing.
Yes, it definitely was. That was the original video we put up. And a comment I have to show really quickly from Chris is saying biggest takeaway is that Bachata Brunch DC is multicultural social dancing experience where we unite people through dancing, good vibes, and music. And that definitely is a key point. So now really quick, we're going to show a quick video from one of Bachata Brunch's videos. And after that, we got a few more questions before we get into our last segment called The Randoms.
Nice.
All right, guys, check it out. We'll be right back.
Cuatro abrazos y un café. Apenas me desperté y al mirarte recordé que ya todo lo encontré en tu mano, en mi mano. De todo escapamos juntos, ver el sol caer. Vamos pa' la playa, pa' curarte el alma. Cierran la pantalla, abren la medalla. Todo el mar Caribe, viendo tu cintura. Tú le coqueteas, tú eres un cabulle y me gusta lento y contento. Cara al viento, lento y contento. Cara al viento. Que aprovecha que el sol está caliente y vamos a disfrutar el ambiente. Vamos a meternos para el agua pa' que vea que rico se siente. Y vamos en tropical por toda la costa chinchorreal. De chinchorro a chinchorro paramos a darnos una medalla bien fría pa' bajar la sequía. Un poco de Bob Marley.
All right. Hey, big claps up for that. And also, I love that I got to see both of you guys in the videos dancing. Cisco, the little poppy shampoo. I see. I love it out there. Also, got to give a big shout out to Cat Arias, Miguel Guerrero, Leo.
Amazing. All amazing people.
Yeah, man. So many dancers and artists that you guys really portray and show the community as a whole for what it is. And man, one thing I gotta say, that pool looks stunning. I mean, I can just imagine at night, all the craziness. But a question now that I have actually before we get into the random segment is for 2021, going into 2022 and going forward, what are really now the initiatives or steps you're taking to even improve the event more? Or what are things that you guys are both looking forward to going into the future?
Okay. Go ahead, Cisco. You can take this one first.
One of the things I'm looking forward to is touching more hearts, bringing in more artists from abroad and all over the U.S., giving them a chance to show their style and teachings to the DMV crowd, and growing, taking Bachata Brunch, who knows, globally to other states, showing people what the DMV got, bringing our DJs, telling them, hey, look, this is what the DMV DJs got to bring to the table, because we got so much talent and we want to meet talent that's from out there and continue spreading the word. I love it that you said you hear people from all abroad saying, yo, Bachata Brunch DC. Like, that's, I want to continue doing that, just touching so many hearts and bringing them in as well.
All right. I like what you said. That was nice. You read the script.
It's on my hand.
I think the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to continue to build relationships in the community that we live in, that we support, that we work with, give back more, bring in new dancers, new people that want to learn more about this world, that want to learn about taking classes, they want to learn about growing themselves. But also, after everything that we've been through in last year, in 2020, with COVID that we're still going through, people are going through a lot of emotional things. People have been through a lot of trauma right now. So just the ability to leave your house and go to an event where there's more people is new to a lot of people. You've been gone, you've been sheltered for so long. So we want people to be able to come to brunch and feel comfortable. If they want to, wear their mask, they can wear their mask. If they feel comfortable, they're vaccinated, they don't want to, that's fine too. They want to select who they dance with, it's their prerogative. But the idea that you can go somewhere, and if you just want to sit there and enjoy the music and the atmosphere, we want that too. We want people to feel that this is like their second home. And I've had people say that to me. Sometimes I don't realize what an impact an event like ours has on people's lives. A lot of people come to DC to work. They move there from wherever they live, another country. They come to DC. They don't know anyone. They don't know anything. They look it up online and they see Bachata Brunch. Oh, I like bachata. Let me go check it out. And they come. And my goal, and the same now that I tell Cisco, is when you see somebody new, you go up to them and you say, hey, how you doing? My name is Saul. My name is Cisco. Welcome to Bachata Brunch. This is your first time. Where are you from? Okay, cool. Make sure, if you have any questions or anything that you need, we're here to help. If you see us, and that initial connection right there at an event, whether it be big or small, makes so much to so many people. And I've had people write me and say, wow, thank you so much. I didn't know anyone at the event, but the minute you came over and they were going to leave, and they're like, but the minute you came over and you said hello to me, you were very genuine. You invited me for a dance, or you invited me for a drink. And at that moment, I felt like I was a little bit more comfortable, a little bit home. Yes. And that to me was like, really? Like, I did all that? I just said hello. But they're like, no, you don't understand. I live here alone. I don't have family here. I don't have anyone here. Yeah. You guys are my family. Like, this is my sanctuary. And to have someone tell you that is an emotional feeling, because you're like, really? Like, sometimes I think it's just an event. It's crazy. It's not. Not to everyone. To some people, it's like a escape from the reality of what they live every day. And I think that dance does that. Dance brings people in from all parts of the world, and whatever you define yourself as, and it just connects us all.
I love it. You just put everything beautifully together. And again, just seeing what you guys have been able to create, what you guys are planning, what you guys have going on for the future, I definitely look forward to it. This podcast fully supports it, and definitely we would love to come down one day and film you guys and just
Diamond Bachata Brunch Diamond collab.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen for sure. And now I think it kind of helps us transition now to our last segment called the randoms, which is about 10 questions that are just randomly chosen for you guys. So we'll get right into it. All right, number one. This would be pretty easy for both of you. If you could have one meal right now, what would it be? It could be your last meal. What is your last meal? What would you have?
Ribs, barbecue ribs.
Wait, from where? Are we talking about home, or are we talking you got to go to a restaurant and smack
oh man, I got to go to a restaurant and smack my finger. No, actually, you know what? Oh my God. Texas Roadhouse.
Oh my God.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas, yes.
Chain, local businesses.
I was thinking about those buns, with the cinnamon butter. Oh my God.
If I could have any meal right now, I would think, honestly, when I went to Paisa, from this Colombian restaurant in New York called Basurero. It's literally called the trash can.
Is it in Queens?
I think it's in Queens, yes.
Okay.
Astoria.
Okay. All
Astoria
right.
Boulevard. Amazing.
Somebody here says Cisco forgot about his pupusa.
Oh.
I know. I cheated on my first love, pupusas.
So you went from pupusas to ribs. That's a total like.
I know. It's a total left field.
You went from native to straight American.
Oh my God.
Hey, I respect it. And that's just the first question. All right, next question is for both of you. Name one embarrassing moment that you guys have seen or been a part of at Bachata Brunch.
Man.
Embarrassing moment.
Hold on, I think Cisco's tuning. Try to get him. You take him out.
Oh, he died again.
Yeah, it's okay. So I guess he wanted to leave it for you. So
yeah,
one of your really embarrassing moments that you've been a part of or you've just seen.
I think probably one of the most embarrassing moments would have probably been at Bacata Brunch when we were at Stanton Green, and everybody's rocking, we're dancing, the party's going really good, and I think I bumped the DJ table and I poured a drink all over it, and that was all over the mixer, and it was done. Like it was like we were in the hype. The party was like up here. And it just ended. Like there was no way to fix it. Like people were trying to put their phones on to put music, and it was just
All right. Embarrassing moment. I would say we had someone knocked out, and they had laid him on top of where people would sit, and they put coats over him. He got so wasted.
Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
coats, but he was done. It was his birthday. And so security was like, "Hold up, like this is
what the hell?"
Person, nah, you gotta go.
And somebody says that was out my black folder and tell you the stories. Hey, I don't know if you guys are part of, but we'll keep it moving. All right, number 3 is we're gonna give a softball question. Give me your favorite.
All right.
Favorite what?
Color.
Oh, favorite color.
Favorite color, I would say. Favorite color, I would say gray.
Okay, I thought you go. For some reason, I don't know why you were gonna say red. I was like, is he gonna copy Saul right now? Is he gonna be? All right, I like that red and gray. I love those colors. All right, number 4. Give me a huge pet peeve of both of yours when you are at Bachata Brunch or at an event, like somebody who's a passerby at the event is just doing something that's just like, you need to stop. Like you're doing too much. You always have those events that people come and they're just acting erratic, or maybe the hygiene isn't up to par. Maybe, or maybe they just don't know how to body roll and they're just dipping 20 times.
With me, it's gonna be BO. I have a very keen nose, so it's so hard. I can't be rude, but it's so hard, and so BO, like
Okay.
BO.
We're not talking about Bo Jackson. We're talking about
body odor. Yeah, body odor. Yeah. I have a keen sense of smell, so I'm like, oh my goodness.
Something tells me if you smelled someone, like you have like a reaction that people are like, whoa, is there something wrong?
I'll try to do like
medically.
What I've done in the past, I just kind of turn open arm, open arm dancing, not even closed arm, then open arm and just keep him at and be like, all right, thank you, and.
Oh my God, what about you, Saul?
Pet peeve, I guess, of mine is people that I guess don't know their limit and just they just go too much. They enjoy themselves too much, and just don't know how to say no. to themselves for themselves. So it just because it bothers more than one person. It bothers so many people, and it feels very uncomfortable. So that's probably that's my biggest pet peeve.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect. All right, number 5. Someone's coming to DC and they say, "Hey, what is DC all about?" What do you tell them?
DC is a melting pot. It's diverse. A lot going on. A lot for your platter. Like a little bit of everything. You got museums. You got parks. You got the nightlife. You got the day parties. You got the brunches, the restaurants. It's a melting pot. DC is a melting pot.
I completely agree with that. I think anything that you want to do or try, you can find it in the DMV. You can find it in DC, Maryland, or Virginia. I feel that out of all the places I've been, I've been to Chicago, I've been to California, I've been to Texas, I've been to Florida, New York. It's not as cliquey. I don't feel DC is as cliquey as other places. Like you can walk into a bar or a restaurant in DC and talk to someone. I feel like if you do that in New York, you don't get the same reaction.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're absolutely right.
Even when you go to, I've been to socials in New York, and it's like if you're not part of the crowd or you don't really know anybody there, it's gonna be kind of tough to get someone to kind of come out and you dance with them randomly, or they're gonna be like, "Do you know how to dance?" And I've plainly said that to me. They look at me and they're like, "Do you know how to dance?" And I was like, I mean, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I know how to dance. I don't know. I question myself. But I think in DC though, when you go to an event anywhere, like people are a little more inviting about it.
Okay, I like that. All right, next question is: if both of you guys, the DJ said, "Hey, I need you to give me one last song for this event." What is that song? What's your closeout?
Mine's gonna be a
help right now, Saul. I see. I think somebody helping you with that answer right now.
No, he gave me one, but that's not my answer. My answer is always.
Can you repeat the question? I missed it.
Oh no, it was basically if at Bachata Brunch, the DJ says, "Hey man, I want you to choose the last song to close out the party. What song are you putting on?"
I think he froze again.
Maybe.
Okay. The last.
Let's see. I think he.
The last song I would say go with Selena.
All right, I love that. If we're gonna do Selena, I gotta do No Me Quiera Más. That's my thing, but yeah.
Okay. My final song, and I always like it, is gotta be a ranchera. What happened?
I think he said something about Selena.
Exactly.
Okay.
Gotcha. so for you, Saul, you said
mine's gonna have to be because at the end of the night we want to go home. We want to clear out the crowd. We're going with Los Tigres del Norte and Punta Negra. We're going hardcore ranchera. And people still dancing though. They still dancing.
All right, got you. All right, next one now. I'm gonna put you both on the spot right now. If you could have one DJ, who is it? One DJ.
From anywhere in the world?
Anywhere. It had an event right now and they said, hey, you could choose any DJ from the world. Who is it? It could be a bachata DJ, any DJ you want.
Oh man, that's tough.
That's a good one.
I want to, man.
That's only I want to be put on the spot.
First off, I love all my DMV DJs. Let's just put it out there. No disrespect to anyone. DJ Crazy, who is our house DJ, and everyone that works with us. We love all you guys. But I would say if I could have a chance to bring anybody here, it would be I would bring DJ Khaled from Sweden, right?
Yes, Sweden.
It's tough. Any DJ from around the world. I think I got love for the local DJs, but internationally, I think it would be DJ York, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
DJ York, he's a cool guy.
Germany, I think.
DJ York, he looks fun, and I love his energy. I like it. So he's from I don't know where he's at currently, but internationally, have him at our event,
right,
and he would love it too because we play a lot of.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right, next question is, and I want you guys to answer me this for the DJs. What is something, a piece of advice you would give to a DJ playing at an event? And I mean more playing at like one of your events. Like, you have a person that wants to DJ. Would you tell them kind of like, listening to the crowd, kind of doing things yourself, kind of just sink or swim type thing? Or like, what is some big piece of advice you would give to up and coming DJs that really do want to, perform at your events?
Definitely read the crowd. Learn, like, you gotta read the crowd. That's huge because our crowd is mixed. It's not just one set. Like, you can't get comfortable. Like, oh, it's just dancers. I know. It's just it's a mixed crowd. You gotta read the crowd. That is important. You gotta look at how the crowd is responding. Definitely, and know your music. Not just social wise music, but also non.
Let's see if we can get him back. Hold on.
Oh, he went away.
Trying to put him back on. Is it good?
Okay.
So you were saying, what was the last thing you were saying, Cisco? Hold on, we'll try to get him back. But for right now, so what for you? I mean, Cisco, you're back.
Okay.
All right.
What was that?
No, what were you saying before? Because they had two.
Okay. No, yeah, I was saying just the DJ's got to be aware what's playing on the radio airways, what's hot, what's pumping, what's got the crowd pumping. Like right now, I know it's Farruko's Pepas.
Oh,
like I'm pretty sure you hear that in all over. So definitely, DJ's gotta have an open library, not just social wise, but also playing everything.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
For one of our incoming DJs, let's say somebody that's starting fresh with us for the first time, the biggest thing we're going to say, obviously, number one is you need to know your library. You need to know what you have. You need to be able to look at our crowd and at a drop of a dime be able to read them and learn them, because it's completely different than any other event you're going to do, and it's the reality. Bachata Brunch is a completely different crowd. So I definitely need someone that's going to read the crowd and be able to be flexible, open to different things, whether people want to go to Zouk or they want to go back to bachata, throw in a couple kids. Oh, there's nobody here that dances kids. It doesn't matter. Like those 2 or 3 people that are here that do want that music and you play it for them, you just made their whole night.
And it's gonna spread the word, and they're gonna be like,
"Yo!" Gonna be
yo,
like, "Oh, they played Kids, and it was a good Kids. It wasn't like some record one that everyone plays. It was like
commercial shit.
Commercial shit. It was something deep. It was like DJ Kaká, and you're like, "Oh, what from Brazil?" You're like, "Yeah."
See, okay. I see. You do your research. You guys know. I love that you really focus on the totality of your event, from the DJs, from the atmosphere, from the lighting, everything. So definitely
exactly.
appreciate that. So next question that I have for you guys is, if you could, and I see you guys love dancing. I see you guys now in the videos. Give me, and it kind of goes along with what you were saying, Cisco, about the music. If you could have a song that describes or gives the feeling of what your event is about, what is that song?
Wow, that's good.
Because you said Pepas.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So what's a song that you would kind of describe your event by? Like, with Farruko Pepas and that hype, energetic feel, is there like a song when you hear it, it just reminds you of Bachata Brunch?
There's several. I'll just say the chorus. Por el alcohol. That's probably like the best one right there. The first one that came to my head was that.
Okay.
Romeo's song that I always oh my God, I can't forget the title right now. Wow. It literally just slipped my mind. It was La Mejor Versión de Ti.
Okay.
That song. That just The Nati Natasha mix. Yeah, that one.
Gotcha. All
Yeah.
right. What about you, Cisco? Let's see if we can get him back. Oh, Cisco, yeah. So that
Okay.
question
All
is
right.
over
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it?
Oh, the question was, what was a song that would really describe your event? If you can choose a song that like just reminds you of Bachata Brunch DC.
Man, I would say, um, that would describe is shoot, uh, siento que te quiero, traditional bachata, siento que te quiero,
Okay, I like
siento
that.
que
You
te
guys have
quiero.
different answers. I appreciate that. And before we get to our
Yeah,
last
yeah.
question, we have the one and only Dola here sending love to us all. The legend DJ.
Baltimore,
South
a
Congress
Let's
and
go. Let's
Salsa
go.
Underground. Salsa Underground is a staple in the DMV, and to be able to go to, I remember when first time I went to his event, and I saw these DJs playing records, and I
Yeah,
was like,
finals. Actually.
vinyls, and I was like, are they really using records to play salsa? And then you hear the crispiness,
they're like,
the little biting of the needle. And I'm like, oh my God, the DJs actually still do that. And they had like 3 or 4 crates of music.
Mhm.
And I wanted to Shazam everything because every song they played was incredible. Dola, oh my God. And he's just back there, coolest guy in the world. He knew like every song, he knew exactly where to put the needle, everything. Like he didn't even have to read it. It was just like the salsa, if you're a salsero, that's definitely where you want to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now it actually allows us to get to now our last question. And it goes like this for both of you. We're going to kind of be introspective here. For both of you, Cisco and Saul, when everything is said and done, when you guys are in a new kind of phase in your life going in the future, how do you both want to be remembered within your DC community?
It's interesting. That's an interesting question. I guess we'll wait for Cisco to come back.
Yeah.
I think for me, being in this industry for so long, so many ups and downs, so many better points than low points probably in my
Mhm.
life that have been involved around music, around this world. I would say I would like to be remembered as someone who was genuine, who was
Yeah.
honest. That I can't say I never did anybody wrong because I'd be lying. I probably haven't in my past, and I apologize for that because we're all human. But
Yeah.
I feel that I've probably touched more lives and been more gracious and humble with people, and that's how I feel I want to be remembered the most out of this world. As the part of
Mhm.
this that when I walk away, people can be like, you know what, Saul was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was a real person. Like he was honest. He didn't bullshit. He was who he was.
Okay. What about you, Cisco? Think we got him?
I I would like to be remembered as someone who holds no judgment towards other, who held no judgment at all. I welcomed everybody with open arms, free spirited, loving and caring, and always smiling and just believing in having a good time. And like Saul said, uh, you know, may have in the past, but at the end of the day, I always want to be remembered as someone who was always with a smile and greeting people and having a good time and judge no one because no one's here. No one can judge, only all high.
Oh man, I love that. Love how you ended that. And thank you both for doing this segment. I feel like I got to know a little bit more about you guys from, Saul and his bandera paisa, from Cisco and his love affair with ribs and pupusas.
Ribs.
So, and now it helps us now transition to the conclusion of our talk. And honestly, I really thank you both for coming on and
Yeah.
talking with me and getting a better understanding of not just who Bachata Brunch is, but who both of you are, because I think that's also so much more important because a lot of the accomplishments that we do, are seeing just through a visual, 2-3 minute visual, but now getting the people like yourself, the organizers who are pushing these events, doing things for the community and allowing you guys to come on and talk from your hearts, speaking your truths. That's why I do it. And I'm grateful that I can definitely have you guys on. I can't wait for the future. I can come up there, do some work with you guys, share the love, and really just spread
Yes.
awareness about what DC, but also what really Bachata Brunch has to offer. So before we go, I'd love to know if you both had any last few words for myself and the audience, but also contact info on how people can reach you and see what you guys have next upcoming for Bachata Brunch.
Okay.
Cool.
First off, thank you for the opportunity for us to be here. It's something new. I know Cisco he's been hosting with us now for about 6 months, and it's something that he's getting better at every week. So we're really happy that he's fallen into that role, and I don't have to do it anymore. So that's kind of nice. It saves my voice, and that putting a face to it. People put a face to it. So I think moving forward for us, we're going to be working always to build a safer space for everyone in the DMV, whether they be dancers per se or non-dancers.
Yeah.
We want people to feel comfortable, to feel open, to be able to express themselves in whatever format. If you dance crazy, you dance crazy. You own that craziness. If you dance, studio style, then you dance studio style. But the idea is that, like I said, when we did the theme of colores, we live life in color. We don't live in black and white. And I want people to know that we can be a place that you can come and just be yourself and enjoy yourself and have fun. And we hope to keep growing. And we thank very much the dance community for accepting us as being non-dancers and coming into this world and being able to establish ourselves and work with so many talented, amazing, incredible people in the DMV, also outside of the DMV, in other parts of the world. It's a great blessing in my heart to be able to be part of something bigger than me. And I'm just happy that we had the opportunity to come in here and talk about it. Before you sign off, Cisco, I'll give a little bit more of the details on it. But I mean, we have Walter and Larissa coming from Brazil on the 12th, which is Zouk Heat has an event in DC, and then we're having them on Sunday. We're going to do a Zouk Power Hour, and we're going to do them. And that's something different. We haven't done that. We've been doing something called Bachata and Chill. So we have the top rooftop is where all the party goes, and then the second floor has been Bachata and Chill, just dancer music. So we can try to cater to everyone because we try our best to try to make everybody happy. We know it's impossible to do, but we do our best. So we're doing this Zouk thing because a lot of people ask for it. And that's not something we focus on a lot, but we know that the people want it. So we have that going on. And then we've been working with, we're trying to bring down Brianna Rios, which is one of your people from New York.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's amazing, incredible. So our goal, we're going to do our first bachata concert. Is what's coming up next for us.
Okay.
And we've been working together with a couple artists that are also local in this area of the United States on the Eastern Board. Melvin War, we got Yori, and we want to expand to something bigger. And then, honestly, hopefully by the end of the year, international. That's my goal, to spread ourselves international by the end of the year. And if everything can happen and fall in place, we will. If not, we'll aim for next year. But thank you for you and your platform. I remember when you started, I was doing a talk show too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did it and I enjoyed it. And it was so much fun to connect with these artists on their level. But to see where you've come and where you've gotten to now is incredible. And the background that you have in this world and the way that people speak of you and respect you and love the show. Honestly, I tune in sometimes and I'm just like, wow, like it's nonstop. You never let go. So I'm like, this guy, he's on it, man.
Yeah, it's good.
It's work. It's work. So
amazing.
Props on that, and continue the good work and sharing the life outside of just dance. And that's what I think is the biggest thing that you've done. You've opened the door to us as an audience that sometimes just think, oh, we just see them at a party and they're dancing and they're there for an hour and that's what they do and they social dance for an hour and they're gone. We don't realize they actually have a life.
Yeah.
They actually live, they have to pay bills and they have to, it was beautiful for you to open that door into a lot of these dancers' lives so we can see them as real human beings and appreciate them more. So thank you.
Thank you.
Let's just go froze again.
Right at the crucial moment.
Well, I mean, okay, so they can follow us on Instagram as Bachata Brunch DC is our Instagram tag. On Facebook, we're Bachata Brunch. SWM Group LLC.com is where you can get the tickets for our events and our information that we do every week. We try to keep it spicy. We bring in new stuff, new artists, new flyers. Like we have people do flyers that we have here. We have people that do our marketing international, like in Colombia and Bolivia. Like we're trying to open up to other people so people can not only give them the opportunity to grow, but that I've always thought that, like, I think it's that we can share in what we do and open doors for everyone. Like, it shouldn't just be just us.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Absolutely. And Cisco, if you have anything else to say before we head out. All right.
this guy.
Hey, man, it's technology. It happens. I think we got him.
I think he's doing it on purpose.
No, not at all.
He's doing it on purpose.
Hold on, let me see if I can just take him out one more time and then bring him back in.
Okay.
I think we should be good. All right. Are you able to hear us?
No, thank you for to media teams.
It's got that Cricket Mobile.
Yeah.
That Cricket Mobile. You should have gone with Boost.
It happens. Trying to get him on, but hey, I'm glad at least we get to have this conversation. I think you can slightly hear him, but might be just tuning out, trying to get him back on. But, overall, honestly, just to say to both of you guys, for me, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you on because, again, you guys are one of the examples of why I do what I do. Because giving artists like yourselves the platform as well to just speak your truths and your honesty, I sincerely appreciate it. You guys put the blood, sweat, and tears in. I respect you guys' hustle. I respect your platforms and, again, what you do for the DC community, but the dance community as a whole. It definitely does not go overlooked. And again, like I said, from one artist to another, I appreciate everything you guys do. Don't stop. Keep pushing, keep going forward. I support it 110% because just seeing the smiles on all of the people's faces from every visual you put out, you guys have a genuine event, a grassroots event that's really progressing year after year. And honestly, I'm grateful to have you guys both on the podcast because, again, it's just more just besides Bachata Brunch, just understanding who Cisco and Saul is. So, honestly, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been another great episode of the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast, episode 149. Yeah. Next episode is 150, and we keep going. And trust me, everyone, you will see me soon in DC at a Bachata Brunch event near you, filming, showing the ambiance and the atmosphere, and giving you guys an inside scoop on what goes down at Bachata Brunch. So thank you all for listening, who will be listening. This episode will be on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and other streaming platforms. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
See you soon.